Coming up, in a controversial move, House Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes steps down from investigations into Russian ties in the 2016 election.
And President Trump considers military retaliation in Syria after a chemical attack killed at least 72 Syrian civilians earlier this week.
And the student organization Democracy Matters investigated a $1.75 million donation that the Koch brothers gave to the university last year. Citrus TV reporter Brittany Muller will have more on the story on Citrus TV News live at 6.
This is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening and welcome to Citrus TV News live at 6. I'm Maria Cinti.
And I'm Matt Ryle.
Governor Cuomo is cracking down on texting while driving. In Operation Hang Up, extra patrols and checkpoints for texting while driving will be put into place between April 6th and April 10th. This is a result of more than a 900% increase in texting tickets between 2011 and 2016. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration in 2015, about 3,500 people were killed by distracted driving. Either put your phone down or be one of the 18,000 people that received tickets in Operation Hang Up in 2016. And Peter Cronin has been named Syracuse University's Vice President for Development. His role will assist the different schools' fundraising efforts in order to provide necessary funds for infrastructure growth. His position begins May 3rd, and he will directly report to the university's Senior Vice President and Advancement Officer. Cronin is currently Cornell University's Associate Dean for Alumni Affairs and Development.
O'Brien & Gear, an engineering company here in the city of Syracuse, is holding a contest tonight open to SU engineering and computer science students. Students were encouraged to sign up for the think tank competition in teams to solve a real-world problem with their engineering and business skills. And it's time to polish your ruby slippers. The Syracuse stage is beginning its auditions for the children's version of The Wizard of Oz. Auditions take place from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on April 15th. Children should be less than 5 feet tall and be 13 or younger as of December 31st. Auditions include reading sheet music and singing with a piano. Rehearsals begin on October 31st.
And last November, the Koch brothers, business billionaires who are major donors to Republican and conservative political causes, gave $1.75 million to Syracuse University's Whitman School of Management. The group Democracy Matters held the event uncovering Koch Tuesday night because they say the $1.75 million gift has strings attached and not only could influence SU but other Koch-funded institutions. Koch critic Ralph Wilson says at Florida State a similar donation has resulted in the curriculum embracing conservative ideas that are in line with the Koch brothers' political learning.
It became public that Florida State University had a contract with them and that they had established considerable programming on campus. Universities are at the root of this production model of policy change.
SU geography professor Matthew Huber says the Koch brothers have donated to more than 300 universities, but only 14 have received more than $1 million. And now that includes SU.
But they're also trying to really infiltrate the classroom in really significant ways. And if we can, somehow get syllabi for these courses, it can help us understand what's going on in the classroom here at Syracuse University.
Professor Thompson refers to the donation in a dark light.
Dark because it's negative, it's destructive.
Democracy Matter members are urging the SU community to sign a letter rejecting the donation. It reads in part, "In order to ensure transparency and preserve our campus rights to academic self-determination, I encourage you to reject this money or release the contract signed by the school and the Koch brothers to the campus community." I searched for the SU gift policy and found online that no gift may be counted as a contribution to the university until the asset is irrevocably transferred from the donor to the university and supports its mission. I reached out to the acting dean of the Whitman School for comment, but received no response. Reporting for Citrus TV, I'm Brittany Muller.
Democracy Matters says it wants student government associations to get involved in the matter by drafting a resolution.
And it was overcast this morning, but that quickly turned into rain.
Jack Watson is here to give us the latest. Jack?
Well, Matt and Maria, it's deja vu all over again here at Syracuse University, as last week we had very similar conditions to what we're experiencing right now. It's about 42 degrees right now, 45 last week, with rain starting up again, same as last week. And we do have a flood watch that was issued by the National Weather Service. We are, of course, on the lookout for that and on the lookout for some snow tomorrow. There is the potential for a winter development depending on the temperature tomorrow. I'll tell you what to expect on my full forecast when Citrus TV News Live at 6 returns. Guys?
Coming up, Amazon announces the creation of 30,000 new part-time jobs in the United States.
And Argentina labor unions are on strike. Don't go away.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck.
So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
What are you, superheroes?
Just four brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Gear up, guys.
Got a quarter?
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
California Representative and House Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes is stepping aside from the Intelligence Committee's investigation into Russian ties to the 2016 election.
The announcement came at the same time as the House Ethics Committee's statement that Nunes released classified information.
Democrats, including Adam Schiff, praised Nunes' decision. However, Democratic Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi criticized Nunes' actions.
I did have plenty reason to think that he should not be in that role, both because of his role in the Trump transition and because of his erratic, bizarre behavior as chairman of the committee.
Neil Gorsuch moves one step closer to his Supreme Court seat following a revolutionary move from Senate Republicans.
Senate Democrats filibustered the vote for over 30 hours earlier this week. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell stated that only a simple majority was required to break the Democrats' filibuster.
The move is called the nuclear option for its destructive potential in the Senate. Gorsuch's confirmation is likely to happen tomorrow.
And Chinese President Xi Jinping arrived to meet with President Trump at the Mar-a-Lago resort earlier today.
The two will seek to build a stronger relationship in the next 24 hours. One of the main topics of discussion will be working together against North Korea.
President Trump is also expected to bring up the $300 billion a year trade deficit, which was a big talking point in his campaign.
A bill in Texas may prevent parents from being allowed to sue their doctor if their baby is born with a disability.
Many believe that this will prevent doctors from disclosing information about fetuses to parents to prevent abortions.
According to Senator Brandon Creighton, Senate Bill 25 will send a message that Texas does not believe that a life in and of itself is an injury in which parents need a damage payment.
And President Trump is considering military action in Syria. This comes 2 days after an apparent chemical weapons attack in the Middle Eastern country. Just a quick warning for viewers, this video is graphic.
Trump addressed the attack yesterday, calling it heinous and an affront to humanity. He's discussing his options with the defense secretary, but has not made a decision yet.
The Pentagon already has options in place to strike Syrians' chemical weapons capability.
Argentina is on strike today. Several labor unions took the day off to protest their president's economic policies.
Workers are also unhappy about recent layoffs and government dependence on private industry. Streets, private transportation, and all airports in the country are shut down.
This is the largest in a series of recent protests that Argentina has had.
And UK Prime Minister Theresa May met with European Council President Donald Tusk today.
They discussed the issue of the small island of Gibraltar. It is governed by Britain but is situated just south of Spain and voted overwhelmingly to stay within the EU.
May made it clear that Brexit will not be negotiated without Gibraltar's input. Both parties agreed to try to lower tensions between the UK and the EU.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Well, guys, April showers are in full effect, and that means some serious consequences for people that live close to those watery areas. As we can see, a flood watch in effect until Saturday at 8 a.m. Friday, we have snow possible, and on Saturday, it's going to clear out. Saturday in the early morning, it's going to clear out. Here's our future radar. We can see in the overnight hours, pretty consistently dominated by rain, but this white and this pink, that's how we tell that there is going to be a winter weather development going on tomorrow morning. Now today's weather here, it got up to 48 degrees with AM clouds leading to PM rain, and that rain intensifies as we go throughout the day. Our current temperatures in and around the area here are pretty much low to mid 40s, as we can see. Syracuse 42, Cortland 46, Ithaca 46 as well, Penyon 44, and down there in Elmira 47. Now tonight's forecast here, as we can see, getting up to 35 degrees, consistent rainfall throughout the night as we saw with our radar, and a potential for snow in the morning. As we see with our Friday day planner, 36 degrees at 9 a.m. moving into noon, 37 here, and by 6 p.m., 35 degrees. Some early morning rain could turn into snow depending on how cold it gets, and we will get those chilly temperatures, chillier than it was earlier this week. As we see with our Friday road conditions here, we are projecting that it's going to be pretty dangerous because of that heavy rainfall affecting visibility and the possibility of snow. So if you have to get out on the road, be very, very careful. And now we see with our CitrusTV 5-day forecast, how many seasons can we fit into one 5-day forecast? Well, Friday it's looking a lot like winter, then Saturday a little more like fall with that 45-degree high, and then on Sunday 64 degrees. And where did this come from? Monday and Tuesday in the mid to high 70s, guys.
So Jack, we got hit with all of this rain today, but how many more April showers should we expect?
Well, next week there is going to be some rain, and then in the following weeks probably some showers, but this winter development that's coming up tomorrow is probably the most significant that we're going to see for a while.
Now Monday and Tuesday we have summer-like temperatures. After that though, how warm is it going to continue to be?
Well, after that we're looking at tapering into the 50s and maybe the 60s if we get lucky a few days, but that's pretty much what we can expect for the next couple of weeks.
Right, and I know that we're getting hit with some snow tomorrow, but will that be the last one? Are we getting any more?
It's very likely that that's going to be the last snow we get because of those 50 to 60 degree temperatures that we're going to get down the road in April, guys.
All right, thank you, Jack.
Much. And coming up after the break, Amazon is creating thousands of jobs.
And a controversial Pepsi ad featuring Kendall Jenner is taken down off of YouTube. We'll be right back.
Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Amazon is creating 30,000 part-time positions in the United States. 5,000 jobs will be created in the virtual customer service program, and the rest will be in warehouse positions. The virtual customer service program will allow workers to do their jobs from home and receive benefits. These jobs are created as e-commerce continues to rapidly grow and new fulfillment centers are being built. And Nivea is changing its new advertising campaign. The skincare brand posted an advertisement for their deodorant with the slogan, "White is Purity." The advertisement was also posted on Nivea's Facebook page in the Middle East with the caption, "Keep it clean, keep it bright, don't let anything ruin it." The advertisement received backlash from being racist and insensitive. After removing the ad from all platforms, the company apologized for offending anyone. And the effects of Zika are now being seen. According to the Center for Disease Control, 1 in 10 pregnant women had a fetus with Zika-related complications. Birth defects were reported in 15% of women confirmed with the disease in their first trimester. The most common birth defect affects the brain development in the fetus. The CDC continues to urge women who are pregnant or expected to become pregnant to avoid traveling to high-risk areas.
Twitter launched a new light version of its mobile app this week for people with poor Wi-Fi connection or smaller data plans. The new version, called Twitter Lite, aims to reach users in emerging markets and less developed areas such as India. Twitter Lite works through a web browser instead of a standalone app in order to preserve data for users. The Kendall Jenner Pepsi advertisement has been pulled. The advertisement features the reality star handing a police officer a Pepsi amidst a protest. In light of the recent Black Lives Matter movement, the advertisement was subject to harsh criticism. Pepsi issued a statement saying the ad was supposed to send a global message of unity, peace, and understanding. Pepsi's intentions, however, were not well received. And a major blow was dealt to the comedy world today. Legendary comedian Don Rickles passed away at the age of 90. He died in his Los Angeles home from kidney failure. Although Rickles was known as an insult comic, it was never mean-spirited. That's how he got the nickname Mr. Warmth. In addition to his stand-up career, you might recognize Rickles as the voice of Mr. Potato Head from Toy Story.
I'm KJ Vaughn, and a new hire on Jim Boeheim's coaching staff, plus Syracuse lacrosse was in action, and the Masters started today. I've got it all next after the break, so don't stay tuned.
Off in school. I think it's an air raid. A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
A former Orange player is returning. Syracuse has announced that Alan Griffin will be the new assistant coach for men's basketball. Griffin will fill the role another former SU player vacated when Mike Hopkins left Central New York for the University of Washington. Griffin played for the Orange from 1997 to 2001, and he was most recently the assistant coach at the University of Dayton under Archie Miller for the last 5 years. Of course, Archie Miller moved on from Dayton too when he accepted the head coaching job at Indiana last week. And the men's lacrosse team took the short trip over to Geneva, New York, where the Krause-Simmons Trophy was up for grabs. And Evan Malloy warming up in net for the Orange. Jumping into the action, first quarter, Nick Mariano, low corner. Get it, and it's good. Sergio Salcido gets the assist, 2-0. SU would be up. And now in the second quarter, Nate Salmon, keep your eye on number 3. He comes around the cage, looks back, fires back, gets it. Syracuse would lead 7-3 at that point, starting to pull away from Hobart. Now in the second half, the third quarter, Nick Mariano gets another goal. This assist from Sergio Salcido as well, and Syracuse would be up 13-8 at that point. They would go on to win 17-11, and the Krause-Simmons Trophy stays in Syracuse. John Desko, after the game, speaking on what the rivalry means.
Great to bring the Krause-Simmons Trophy back home. We've got Roy Jr. Watching the game tonight. The trophy's after his dad, Roy Sr. And we have Roy 3 on the sidelines and Ryan Simmons in the game. So it was great to have that many generations of Simmons playing lacrosse today and watching lacrosse. So it's good for us to be able to bring that home. And we recognize their zone defense and got some good shots off on that. I think the specialty teams, man up and man down, were 100%. So to get 5 of our goals off of man-up situations was a good thing tonight. So I thought we cleaned some things up.
And the lacrosse team will put their 6-game win streak to the test next Tuesday when they face off with another close New York school. The Orange welcome Cornell to the Dome for a 7 o'clock start time. And the Syracuse Chiefs had to postpone their home opener against the Rochester Red Wings because of the impending storms in central New York. Tomorrow's game has been postponed as well. However, Saturday's game is still on and is scheduled for 1 o'clock. That game is also against the Red Wings. And the Masters started today, and a familiar name is near the top. Phil Mickelson shot a 71, which was good enough for a 4th-place tie after round 1. And currently holding the top spot is American Charlie Hoffman, who was 6 under par through 16 holes. The biggest news of the day, however, came from the current #1 player in the world, Dustin Johnson, who pulled out of the tournament. Johnson was going to try and play the Masters after suffering a back injury yesterday when he fell in his rental home. Johnson was heading to the first tee when he told officials that he couldn't swing 100%, causing him to withdraw. And the New York Mets squared off with the Atlanta Braves tonight at Citi Field. The game time is 7 p.m. On the mound for the Mets is Matt Harvey, and for the Braves it is Jamie Garcia. Now these two teams played an instant classic in last night's game, with the Braves getting a 3-1 victory after 12 innings. For the Braves, Bartolo Colon was on the mound last night, and the former Met enjoyed a good outing against his former club, giving up just 2 hits and 1 run. This is the rubber match between the two clubs, as the Mets won 2 nights ago 6-0.
Now, KJ, let's go back to Syracuse basketball. They hired Alan Griffin. What do you make of that hire from Jim Boeheim and his staff?
Well, the Alan Griffin hire, it's a guy who obviously already knows the system, having played for Jim Boeheim, plus he already coached for Jim Boeheim at one time at Quick Stop back in 2003. So he's going to help with the recruiting process. That's what he did at Dayton. He did a little bit of everything there. But being able to recruit for Syracuse as a guy who played for Jim Boeheim and Syracuse really helps out Jim Boeheim and his staff.
Right, and you said before, women's lacrosse, they have a 6-game winning streak. So do you think they're kind of on the road to the national championships? What do you think about that?
The men's lacrosse team, a 6-game winning streak, I think they certainly can push for the Final Four in the end of spring, end of April. It's their offense that really drives them. Nick Mariano, Sergio Salcido, Jordan Evans, everybody's getting going. And last night you really saw that. Even Brendan Bomberry had a hat trick with 3 goals. So really Syracuse has limitless scoring options. I think that's one thing that could maybe push them to the Final Four. I don't know if I'm ready to commit as a national title pick yet, so jury's still out on that one.
Yeah, definitely doing a good job so far this year. Now the Masters, the big name, Dustin Johnson, he's out. Who do you got now? Who can take it?
Phil Mickelson was playing really well. He already ended and was tied for 4th. Obviously, I'd say probably him. There's a couple other players, but, it seems like all the big names that you'd expect aren't really playing that well. And, Dustin Johnson was the one that everybody was kind of looking towards. It's the first time since 2014 that the #1 player in the world isn't going to play in the Masters. That was Tiger Woods with, another type of injury situation. But it was just such a rare coincidence for Dustin Johnson falling in his home the day before the tournament was supposed to start.
Now the women's team, Syracuse women's lacrosse, they've had a rough go of things lately. They did win yesterday, picking up a big win against Loyola. How do they get back on track heading into the tournament season?
Well, I think the win against Loyola is certainly going to help them. It's a tough go of it. I think they lost a lot from last year's team, and that was a team that had 3 Final Four appearances in their class, the 4 years that they were there at Syracuse. So when you lose that type of talent, I think it's hard to replace it. And I think that's what Syracuse is struggling with right now in terms of how to get back on track. I guess you just stay the course. You hope you lean on your younger players.
Yeah, definitely losing a lot in Kayla Trainer and Hallie Majorana. Thank you so much, KJ. And after the break, we'll have one more look at the weather.
We'll be right back.
Care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
So Jack, should I get my rain boots and my coat ready for tomorrow, or should we be expecting a sunnier day?
Absolutely not going to be sunny tomorrow. Around 90% chance of either rain or snow when you go outside tomorrow for class. And if you're lucky enough not to have class, it's a day I would recommend staying in on.
Now, Monster Jam is in the Dome this weekend. That means Syracuse women's lacrosse will play outside at SU Soccer Stadium on Sunday. What can fans and, the ladies playing in the game expect with the weather?
Well, Matt, it's a sharp contrast from what we're about to get tomorrow on Sunday, because on Sunday it's going to be a high of 65 degrees and it's going to be a beautiful sunny day. So they should be prepared for some great weather when they play.
And what should we expect going into next week as well? You said, there's going to be a contrast on Sunday, but what about, should we be expecting that to stay?
Well, the beginning of the week, Monday and Tuesday, we're getting summer-like temperatures, as we mentioned before, but that's going to taper off a little more into some spring-like 50 and 60-degree temperatures, guys.
All right, thank you
very much.
And coming up on OTN, we've got On the Bench at 6:30, followed by Juice and Java at 7.
And then make sure you tune into a brand new episode of our live political talk show, Talking Points, at 7:30.
Today marks the 100th anniversary of the United States entering World War II.
The Senate voted 82-6 to declare war against Germany, and the House of Representatives endorsed the decision.
America had pledged neutrality at the war's outbreak in 1914. However, following German attacks on American ships, President Woodrow Wilson had no choice but to ask Congress to declare war.
Yeah, just a nice day honoring those who fell and those who fought for all of us, who are here today.
Right, I totally agree. And that's all we have time for tonight. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook at CitrusTV News. I'm Maria Cinti.
And I'm Matt Ryle. Have a great night, Syracuse.